Hello everyone, welcome to Pushpa's English classes. So today we are going to do models. So let's start. So let's start with the definition of models. Models are verbs that are used to express the mood or attitude of the speaker. So whenever we speak something, therein we have certain kind of attitude or a mood. How do we know this? We know this through models because they express meanings, such as permission, possibility, certainty, and necessity. So we cannot imagine, any sentence without models. It becomes very difficult. You want to take permission to enter the class, you use models. So let's learn how do we use can, may, should, shall. Okay. So let's see where this may and can be used. Asking for and giving permission. So may is used for, asking permission in a formal manner. May I come in? Yes, you may. That's a reply. May I use this space? So it's very formal. Okay. And can is used for asking permission in a very informal way. Can I go home early today? Can I borrow your book? Okay. And if you have to use could, so could is used to express polite request. Okay, could I travel with you? It's kind of a polite request. Okay, could you lend me your magazine? So may is used for asking permission in a formal manner, can is used for asking permission in an informal manner, and could is used to express polite request. So we'll see here when is will and shall used, because will and shall suggest promise or they give you some kind of assurance. Generally, it is believed that will is used with they and we. They will go to the party, we will be doing this. And shall is used with you and third person. So, first person is I, first person singular is I, first person plural is we, second person is you, and third person is he, she, it, they. So, we are saying that shall is used with you and third person. In modern times, however, will is used with all subjects. I said that will is used with they and we, but now will is used with all the subjects. We will attend your wedding. Okay. Now, how is shall used? Let's see an example. Okay. You shall have a comfortable journey. So I said that shall is used with you and third person. You shall have a comfortable journey. Now, wish. Okay. When is may used? May is used to express a wish. May you live for 100 years. It's a wish, right? Someone is praying, you live for 100 years. May all joys be showered on you. Somebody is praying for you. Okay, that's so that you will be joyful always. Let's see how can and could is used, or where can and could be used. So can is used to express ability or possibility. Okay, for example, he can perform complicated yogic asanas. So here we are talking about the capability of that person, the ability of that person, and that person can perform complicated yogic asanas. We know that could is the past equivalent of can. So can past tense is could. So it expresses an ability in the past. Okay. It also expresses a weak possibility. Let's try to understand this. First, I said that can is used to express ability or possibility. And again, we know that could is the past tense of can. So could expresses an ability in the past. Okay. Let's try to understand this with an example here. He could do this exercises 10 years ago. So we are talking about this particular person doing exercises 10 years ago. Then he could come to the party this evening. Okay, there's a weak possibility that he could come to the party this evening. Could is also used to make polite suggestions. So could can also be used to make polite suggestions. We could go on a picnic next Sunday. So you are suggesting, you're giving a suggestion that we could go on a picnic next Sunday. We said that can expresses possibility, but may and might also expresses possibility. So if I say this, the principal may be in a meeting, we don't know, so it's a possibility that principal may be in a meeting. On the other hand, might suggest a weaker possibility. If we can say that may is somewhat stronger possibility, then might is somewhat a weaker possibility. He might be taking a round of the school, we are not sure, he might be taking a round of the school. Okay, now must, should, ought to, they all express compulsion, obligation, and necessity. Okay, so if someone is fat and has to reduce weight, how do you say that? You must control your weight. Now it's a compulsion, you don't have a choice, you have to reduce your weight. So you should exercise regularly, it's a necessity. Now you should exercise regularly. You ought to see a doctor for obesity, so that's it. you have to do it. It is an obligation on your part. You should go and see a doctor for obesity. So I just repeated: must, should, ought to expresses compulsion, obligation, and necessity. Okay, you should control your weight, you should exercise regularly, you ought to see a doctor for obesity. So we think could and would, what is the difference and how can we make it out? So let's try to figure this. Could and would are more formal and polite in expressing a request than can and will. So you might be given a few questions and you might be given, can and could options to confuse you. So let's see how is could and would used. Okay. Would you like to wait here? That is more polite in nature rather than saying, will you like to wait here? So would is more polite and more formal. Could you take our class tomorrow? If you have to ask a teacher or anybody, can you take our class tomorrow? It might not sound that polite, but can could be replaced with could so that it becomes more formal and polite in nature. Okay. We use must to make a logical deduction based on evidence. Okay. For example, it has rained all day. It must be very wet outside. So we are using must here to draw a conclusion based on evidence. So the evidence is that it was raining and the evidence is that it's very wet outside. So that is why we are using it has rained all day. It must be very wet outside. Okay. The weather is fantastic in California. It must be a lot of fun to live there. Since the weather is fantastic in California, it would be, a lot of fun to live there. So we are coming to a conclusion based on logical deduction and on the basis of evidence. In those kind of statements also we use must. Must is also used to express a strong obligation. Okay, you have to do this. It's an obligation on your part to do it. Students must arrive in class on time, right? You must stop when the traffic lights are red. I must go to bed. So must is also used to express a strong obligation. So I said that must is also used to express strong obligation, but have to is also used to express strong obligation. But there's a difference. If have to is used, that means there is usually a sense of external obligation. It has to be external obligation. So it has to be some external circumstances which is making the obligation necessary or must. Okay. I have to send an urgent email. So there is some external forces working on it. There's some external emergency. There's some external factor to it. So that is why I have to send an urgent email. Maybe if I don't do it, something is going to happen. I have to take this book back to the library. Maybe I did not give it on time and there's a deadline to it. If I do not give it, at the time which is asked, then I might have to face the repercussions. So whenever there is some external circumstances making the obligation necessary, then in place of must, we'll use have to. So I again repeat, must is used for obligation, have to is also used for obligation, but some external circumstances makes the obligation necessary. Now let us see the use of will and shall. Will is used with all persons, right? As we discussed in the previous slides, it could be I will, you will, he will, she will, it will, we will, they will. Okay. Shall is used with the first person singular and plural, that is I and we. First person singular is I, first person plural is we. So shall is used with first person singular and plural. I shall go, we shall go. Okay. And this is how do you write the short form of will and shall? Just put LL. Okay. The rest remains the same. We just discussed that shall is used with first person singular and first person plural, that is I and we. But there is a very special use of shall with other persons. When you have to make a promise, command, or threat. So let us see examples to have more clarity on the same. You shall not get in. It's a command. Okay, you shall not get in. Then you shall pay for it. That's a threat. Okay, and then again if there's a promise, you shall get back your money back soon. So in these circumstances, in these conditions only, shall is used with other person as well. Shall is also used with second person, that is you. Shall is also used to make suggestions, offers, or ask for advice. So it can also be used in questions. So let's try to see how it can be used in questions as well. Shall we stay or go out? Okay, then we use shall. Okay, shall we dance? Shall I get this phone number if I meet him? What shall I do to get rid of my acne? So these are few examples in which shall is used to make suggestions, offers, or ask for advice. It is used in questions as well. I think if you remember all this, it's very easy on our part to answer questions which is asked to us in a particular exam, giving different options. So let's try to do a recap of what we have learned so far. So let's try to see how models in the present tense and models in the past tense are used. I started by saying that, must and have to, they start with obligation. Have to is when you have external circumstances in place, right? So you must have to stop when the traffic lights are red, or you have to stop when the traffic lights are red. And the past tense, it would be you had to stop. Suppose you have to give advice, you should see a doctor. The same thing in the past would be you should have seen a doctor. The next is prohibition. You must not smoke here. You must not have smoked there in the past tense. Ability. Can is always used for ability. Don't get confused. I can run fast. The similarly models in the past would be I could run fast. Now I am old. So could is used for actions in the past. He or I could run fast in the past. Now I cannot. Okay. Certainty, when you're very sure. He has a very beautiful car and he must be very rich. Since he has a very expensive car, he must be very rich. He can't be American. His English is terrible. Okay, these are a few examples. And the same thing if you have to tell in the past, he must have been rich. He had a big house and expensive car. Okay, he can't be American, the same thing. He can't have written that poem. He was illiterate. Permission. Can I go out? Okay. Model in the past could be she could drive her father's car when she was only 15. Now again we talk about possibility. Okay. Here it could be may, can, could, might. It may or can or could might rain. It's cloudy. Okay. So the next is lack of necessity. You don't have to or need not buy any tomatoes. There are plenty in the fridge. You don't have to or need not need to buy tomatoes. Models in the past tense. I think if we know these rules, we will be sure about when to use models or what are the different models which could be made use of in a particular sentence to reveal the mood or attitude of the speaker. Thank you. I hope you have understood models. In case of any queries or questions, please feel free to put in the comment box. Do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. All the best for exams. Thank you.